Can you believe people actually voted for this piece of shit to be Game of the Year? No, I'm not joking about that. Destiny has already won a few Game of the Year awards for being the top game of 2014, including voting through PlayStation as the PlayStation Game of the Year. That's like Time Magazine giving their Person of the Year award to a YouTuber to go fuck himself. Holy fucking shit, what were these people thinking, man? I mean, I must have stepped through a fucking wormhole or something, because there is no fucking way this game should have been mentioned in Game of the Year categories, let alone winning? You know, it's not a stretch to say Bungie has fucked up big time with this game. Everything across the board, they have fucked up on, and I'm not going to rehash everything wrong with the game. We know there's no story, the content's repetitive, the DLC was a fucking embarrassment. But when you look at the Metacritic scores, you look at the scores from all the various websites, this game hovers anywhere from a 5 to a 7 out of 10. Personally, I would give it a 6.5 at best, and I'm leaning more towards 5 out of 10 nowadays. Holy shit, but motherfucker, ain't this the best 6.5 game ever made? Holy shit, I can't explain how a game this polarizing and repetitive can manage to keep this many people playing it, including myself, for up to the tune of a few months now. I have sadly invested almost 500 hours into this game, probably more by now. And just as alone of this moment, through these few months that I played this game, it is probably one of my top 5 most played games in terms of hours on this motherfucker that I have played in my entire collection. You know, I turn this shit on every night, I do my bounties, I religiously get on as early as I possibly can on Tuesdays to do my nightfalls, my weekly strikes, my raids, and my bounties and whatnot. On Friday, I wait for that snake-faced motherfucker with space magic and shit, Xur, to bring weapons that I don't fucking need to the tower, only for me to buy the fucking weapons that I don't need. I spend 3 to 5 hours on a Saturday with friends playing bullshit. I force myself into playing the Crucible, even though I hate that steaming pile of bullshit. And then when the week ends, I do it all over again. I can't explain this shit, but god damn it, this is the greatest 6.5 rated game of all time. Now, as much as people want to say this is the most repetitive game ever made, what game isn't? I mean, think about this for a second. 3 out of my 4 most played games are repetitive co-op alien shooting games, and Modern Warfare 2 will be the 4th one on that list. Let that sink in for a second. Resistance 2 was incredibly repetitive. When you had 8 people in a room, 3 classes, and you killed a whole bunch of aliens standing still in the same fucking spot on one of 6 randomized locations and 3 random sections of that map. The campaign was decent, but it was nothing you would go back to play over and over and over again. You played it once, maybe twice to get your trophies, that was it. Mass Effect 3 had an excellent 99% of the campaign, and then the final 1% was like, huh? That's it? That's the whole fucking ending? Oh, the ending of that game. You know, you could play Mass Effect 3's campaign multiple times. I certainly did, to the tune of 3 separate times, and that alone was a shitload of time. Then you get into their co-op, and that was unquestionably some of the most fun I had that entire year. Repetitive, and subject to BioWare's stupidity not being able to fix things. Would that sound familiar? Because Modern Warfare 2 was everything wrong with Call of Duty in a nutshell, yet the most mind-boggling entertainment of games to play. It infuriated the shit out of you, yet people would keep coming back to it as I did. Now, I have Destiny, and the closest game to all of those is obviously Mass Effect. And if you want to talk about repetitive gameplay, holy shit, 11 waves of enemy, pick an alien or a human as your character, kill other aliens, it was incredibly repetitive, but incredibly fun. And that leads to the biggest argument that you can make for video games. Fun games do not always equal a great game. Just because something is fun to play doesn't mean it was a well-made game. It just means you enjoyed the mechanics. So with Destiny, in no stretch of the imagination is this a Game of the Year candidate. Not top 3, not top 5, probably not even top fucking 10. Games like Dragon Age, Shadows of Mordor, they showed you what an RPG game looked like. Far Cry shows you what an open world game looks like. The Last of Us shows you what a story looks like. And Borderlands shows you what comic relief looks like, since Bungie made Destiny into a game that feels like it has a stick stuck up its ass. All the other games did shit right. Destiny does everything wrong, yet I and thousands of other players are online playing it every fucking day. This isn't Game of the Year. Destiny is a fart-flavored cookie. Now think about this logic for a second, because it's the ultimate definition of Destiny. People like cookies. People enjoy cookies. And rarely do you get a badly flavored cookie. Of course, cookies can burn, ingredients are measured wrong, but the flavor of the cookie is on point if it's done right. Your technique might be off, but the flavor profile that you put together should work if you did everything right in the first place. If I told you I had a chocolate chip cookie, you know that's a good flavored cookie. If I told you it was a mint M&M cookie, you would think that's a pretty tasty sounding cookie. Macadamia nut, hazelnut, double chocolate, peanut butter, all great sounding cookies that probably taste good. But a fart flavored cookie? That just sounds like shit, right? I mean, would you rather eat a coconut macaroon or lick someone's asshole? However, it's a cookie. How bad can it be? How awful can that shit taste? I mean, if it's burnt, then you have burnt shit tasting cookies. But cookies are supposed to be good, right? Just dunk the motherfucker in milk. As much as anyone in here doesn't want to admit it, farts are still fucking funny. I don't give a fuck how old you are. Fart jokes will make you laugh. Just test this out for a second. Go ahead, rip a good fart in the elevator going up to the 20th floor and see how many people laugh instead of cringe. And I'm not talking one of those farts that you accidentally leak out and shit like that. You know, the little some shit like that. No, I'm talking a honking fart that you pushed out so hard that it feels like you're pushing out a shit. You know, something that sounds like a geese mating call. A nice big in the middle of a damn elevator. People will fucking laugh. Go to a frat house, and when someone asks a question, fart as loud as you can without sharding on yourself and watch people laugh. Motherfucker, how many of you laughed or giggled right now just by clicking the link to this video naming Destiny a fart-flavored cookie? Because you know a fart can be some entertaining material. So combining something that sounds as good as a cookie with something as funny as a fart but smells like shit, you get Destiny. The mechanics and gameplay of Destiny are on point, and they have been from day one, and that right there is the appeal of the cookie. The fart is the funny part that makes you laugh and that draws you into this game, and that was the initial appearance of space travel and aliens and all that fun shit that you associate with science fiction. Yet, the shit-flavored part was the storyline and the repetitive content. Tack on the astronomical price tag for the cookie and the ability to pay for extra sprinkles and chips that should have been on the cookie in the first fucking place. And you have this game wrapped up in one easy to explain analogy. Destiny is not Game of the Year. It's not even close to that level of quality. Other games embarrass the shit out of Destiny, yet more people play this game than some of those other fantastic games that are out there. Meanwhile, it's one of the most entertaining and painfully enjoyable games to play in years for those who caught the bug. Fun does not equal Game of the Year. Maybe the most entertaining, but quality is severely lacking compared to other games. So go ahead, give Dragon Age Game of the Year, give Shovel Knight Game of the Year, Mario Kart, Sunset Overdrive, or any other game title of the year. Destiny isn't that. It's the fart-flavored cookie of the year. Shit, fart-flavored cookie of the millennium, if you ask me. It is the greatest mediocre game ever made. It is the most disappointingly amazing game that has come around in a long time, and it has managed to piss off and entertain more people than any other game since Modern Warfare 2 at the same time. I think Bungie honestly deserves an award for that, and their prize should be a box of fart-flavored cookies for the entire office. Go ahead, eat it up and enjoy it, motherfucker. Take that shit and like it. Anyways, for those of you interested in recipes for fart-flavored cookies, I'm sure you could Google that shit and find out how to make the motherfucker. But as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit. And I'll see you guys in the next video.